I'm Brent McGee. I'm from Shelton, Washington. That's the Olympic Peninsula over on the West Coast. I'm a long ways from home. I want to talk about two things with this piece. First, the construction, and second, mythic energies that go through our bodies. So the construction, it's one piece of whole cloth muslin, about 108 inch wide. That's in about the same length. And it really does get squished all in to that space. I maybe cut off, this much here and that much there at the end of it and then tucked it under. So it's got a lot of fabric in it. And there's about 4.5 queen size wool battings. I like to use wool batting because I can cut it into strips, and then I can use plumber's tools like snakes that you put down a drain with a little claw, and I can get it all back up into here because I don't do any stuffing before the fact or from the back. So I have to think strategically. It's just, I like to give myself some constraints. So that's one of the constraints I gave myself. Whole cloth, and you can't make holes in it to get it stuffed. So that really informs what happens with the composition. I started with this form in the center. I just took a bunch of batting and put it down on my surface, and then grabbed my big piece of fabric, put it down, grabbed my pins, and I just start going. And I left a lot of extra fabric so I can start doing the manipulation. And then from there, the piece kind of just makes itself. I realized it was the fabric, the way it was draped, wanted to do this. Before you know it, I'm seeing snake forms. I'm very interested. Now we're getting into mythology. Okay. All throughout art history, there's all these mythology paintings, mythology pieces. Boring, oftentimes. Mythology, I learned this from Camille Paglia. I don't know if anyone knows her, dissident feminist. She wrote a book where she really split the mythological world into two things. Apollo, Apollonian energies, here represented by my kind of cobblestones. Apollo is the energy of society, conforming, doing the right thing. The act of making a quilt is an Apollonian thing to do because you are bringing order to the chaos of your stash. Now your stash, that's the chthonic realm, or the chthonic realm, a Dionysian realm, a feminine realm. That's your stash. And you bring this kind of Apollonian order to it in order to actually make a picture that looks Chthonian, right? So here, Apollo is battling Python. The myth of Apollo and Python is that Python is the child of Mother Earth, Gaia. And she has placed Python there to protect the omphalos, the belly button of the world. I think we have a myth, all these myths about pythons and snakes and everything throughout world mythology because we were once mammals that lived with dinosaurs. And that's just locked in our DNA from the time we were whatever little thing, 65 million years ago. And when we took that step from being creatures that don't put on clothes to creatures that do put on clothes, and then cut those clothes up and make second skins that we're able to put onto ourselves, and some of us take those things and put them on walls. These are our mythologies that we're making now, in the present. So I wonder what creature is going to survive all of this and evolve into some sentient species that will one day look back and say, oh, there were these creatures that inhabited the earth, they had these second skins, and they would go to sleep under their other skins that they would make, and they'd go into these dream realms where they would resurrect the next morning. So I'm hoping that one day all of our pieces, and I see so many beautiful pieces that will be altar pieces in mythologies of the future.